Do you ever wonder if anyone genuinely cares about you, or if your existence even matters to the people around you? The truth is, most people don't, and if you were to disappear tomorrow, you'd be forgotten sooner than you think. With the way people's attention drifts so quickly, it's like you could vanish in the blink of an eye, and it wouldn't change a thing. When you were a kid, sure, people cared because they had to. There was this obligation to look after you, to make sure you were okay. But as you grow up, that obligation fades away. Nobody is required to act like they care anymore, and that realization can be painful. It might even feel like a punch to the gut, but as harsh as it sounds, it's actually one of the most liberating truths you can embrace. Once you understand that no one truly gives a damn about what you do, you're finally free from the weight of judgment. Free from the fear of being labeled cringe, and free to just be yourself without apologies. I came to this understanding not long ago while I was lying on a hospital bed, uncertain about my future. You see, I had been diagnosed with a brain condition, and in that vulnerable state, a dark thought crept in: if I died right there and then, would anyone's life really change? Would anyone feel a profound loss? The reality hit me hard: no, they wouldn't. I'd be just another name. Just another person in a world of billions. And that was a difficult pill to swallow. But as I lay there, I found something unexpected in that thought. Instead of feeling crushed, I felt strangely at peace. Because when you grasp that no one is really paying attention to you, you realize that you don't have to be weighed down by other people's opinions. You don't have to let fear or self-doubt control you. You don't need a hospital bed, a disease, or some life-threatening situation to get there. You just need to understand the nature of people. Most people are absorbed in their own worlds. They're dealing with their own struggles and worries. If they act like they care, it's usually just that, an act. It's not because they're bad people, it's just how humans are. We're all trying to survive our own chaos, and that doesn't leave much room to worry about anyone else. The moment you accept this truth, you can start letting go of the chains that have been holding you back. The world doesn't care, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't. You have so much untapped potential, and I'm not saying this to make you feel good. It's just a fact. But too often, we let our own minds keep us from reaching it. We imagine the worst, we fear what others might think, and we let that fear paralyze us. Most of the time, these fears aren't even based on reality, they're just stories we tell ourselves. When you embrace the fact that nobody's really watching, you free yourself from those stories. You gain clarity. You unlock a part of yourself that's been hidden behind walls of insecurity. But here's where it gets tricky. Even when people hear this and agree with it, they still struggle to put it into practice. They might say, yeah, I get it, but then they continue to hide behind their fears. They'll keep holding back their true selves, still hesitating to speak up, still avoiding that girl they've always wanted to talk to. But think about this for a second. If you died today, would anyone's life be affected in a significant way? Remember the chaos of 2020? When people were fighting over toilet paper? That's the level of care people have for one another. If it came down to it, someone would choose a roll of toilet paper over your life. That's how little others care. So why should you let these same people hold you back from being who you're meant to be? Drop the illusion that other people's opinions matter. When you do, you'll find a new level of freedom. You'll be able to live authentically and pursue your true potential. Yet, even knowing this, most people still find themselves falling into the same traps. They'll go and share their problems with people who couldn't care less, hoping for sympathy that isn't even real. It's like they don't actually hear the truth, they just nod along without really understanding it. When you're venting to someone, remember that while you're sharing your deepest worries, they might just be thinking about what they'll have for dinner or the TV show they'll watch later. It's not because they're heartless, they're just distracted by their own lives. So don't get fooled by fake sympathy. Stop wasting your breath on people who aren't really listening. I'm being blunt about this because I know where this kind of thinking leads men, and it's a dark place. Men's mental health is in crisis, and it's not getting any better. One major reason is that we've grown up believing the lie that the world owes us care or validation. When we don't get it, we feel devastated. It's like being promised something your whole life, only to realize it was never real. But here's the thing: when you accept that the world isn't here to support you, you're actually stronger for it. The real pain comes from expecting others to validate you and then being disappointed when they don't. The sooner you let go of those expectations, the sooner you can start building a life where your strength comes from within. If there are people in your life who genuinely care about you, cherish them. That's a rare gift, but don't let your happiness depend on them. Don't fall into the trap of relying on someone else to hold you together. It's okay to appreciate the people who care about you, but your well-being should never be tied to their attention. Because when that support isn't there, you need to be strong enough to stand on your own. Build yourself up to the point where your confidence and inner peace don't waver, no matter who's around. Let go of the insecurities that have been holding you back. Those fears you have, they're just illusions. Rejection doesn't really mean anything because at the end of the day, nobody cares. So go out there and live as your true self. Don't let the judgment of others stop you from reaching your full potential. And hey, if you found this message valuable and want to keep leveling up, hit that like button and subscribe for more. Catch you in the next one.